Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Tourism Talk. Today, I am joined by Pandurang, and he's going to talk to us all about agritourism, which is a really fascinating, growing type of tourism. So hopefully this will be a really interesting talk for anyone who is watching. I actually searched for agritourism on Google, and it told me that nearly 10,000 people are searching for this every month. So it is a growing type of tourism. So Pandurang, thank you for joining us today. Would you like to start off? Hi. Would you like to start off by introducing yourself?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hurley, because thank you for this opportunity to speak to your audience and share the knowledge of agritourism, what we are doing in India. My name is Pandurang Bhagwanrao Taure. I am born and brought up in farmers' family in India, a very small town in India. I am the fourth generation farmer and the first generation farm entrepreneur. We are doing agriculture on 25 acre of land in western region of Baramati Tehsil in Maharashtra, India. And this falls under rain shadow area, and hence we have built a farm pond to harvest the rainwater, and that harvested rainwater is used for the agriculture purpose. Yes, Dr. Hill.
Okay, great. So we've got a few questions I will run through. So the first one is, can you tell us then, because I know not everybody is familiar with the term agritourism, what does it mean?
Dr. Henley, agritourism is a very simple concept, and we are actually on the borders of agriculture and tourism, wherein the tourists from urban cities can come to farm, they can live like a farmer, they can work like a farmer, and they can see various crops, they can see various irrigation methods, they can see various soil types, be along with the tradition of agriculture, and see and do new things in agriculture. And plus, as a farmer, he can sell his agricultural produce directly to the urban citizens, that is consumers. So this is the venture done by the farmer to educate the farm about farming and agriculture, to have the entertainment about agriculture for the urban tourist, and to sell the agricultural produce so as to have supplementary income and employment generation activities on the farm.
Great, that's a really good explanation. Thank you very much. So as I said before, the industry has been growing, it has been developing. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Obviously, you've been working in it for a number of years. So how has it grown and how has it developed?
Haley, what has happened is, because all over the world there is a stress on small farms, and all over the world almost 80% of the farmers are holding small piece of land. And hence, because of the input cost increase, the fertilizer cost has increased, the seeds cost has increased, the labor workforce cost has increased. But on the other hand, the output and as far as the quantity is concerned and as far as the price is concerned has remained stagnant for almost now 10 years. And hence, more than 50% of the farmers all over the world are of thinking of doing something supplementary to agriculture to generate sustainable income, to generate sustainable employment, and to generate sustainable livelihood on the farm itself. And hence, all over the world, last almost 50 years, agritourism is growing, developing in terms of the major farms in, for example, Australia, as far as USA, Italy, they are growing all over the world. Farmers are actually venturing into agriculture, agritourism.
Yeah, great. So it's really interesting, actually, I think, to see how much this industry is developing so quickly as well.
Yes.
So what types of agritourism activities can tourists do? What does an agritourism holiday look like?
Okay. See, when the tourist comes on the farm, he has number of activities to do. First of all, he can see the farms, he can see various crops on the farm, he can see types of the soils on the farm. He can work in the farm, he can water the plants, he can weed the plants, he can sit on the buffaloes, he can drive the bullock cart, he can drive the tractor, and he can wash the buffaloes, he can sit on buffalo and go around in the farm. So there are n number of activities he can do on the farm itself. And plus, he can see very closely how his food is grown on the farm. He can make a farmer friend, because henceforth, as urbanization is going to grow, we have a concept of a family doctor. Similarly, he can have a concept of family farmer, and a lot of things he can do. He can do and see new things on the farm from from morning to evening. He can be with the farmer, and he can see a lot of. There is so much of to see and do in the farm and in the agriculture. Really.
Yeah, it's definitely lots, and there's lots of different types of farms as well, isn't there?
Yes.
Each type of farm will have something slightly different to offer as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, which are the biggest, in your opinion? Or maybe you've got some facts to back this up. I don't know, but which are the biggest agritourism destinations and what?
Halil, what has happened? See, Italy is considered as a motherland of agritourism. Almost now from 1960s or the First World War, and after that 1940 Second World War, the agritourism is increasing day by day. Today, Italy has almost more than 22,000 farms who are doing agritourism activities. Similarly, in Australia, there are n number of farmers who are doing agritourism activities. Now coming to the to the West, USA. USA in 52 states in USA has agritourism activities. They have farm agritourism laws in place. Government also is supporting for agritourism activities. And one country, I must say that Philippines is very, very small country, but Philippines has the farm tourism policy in place, and they are supporting the farmers in terms of the funding for development of agritourism farm, and plus for the promotion of agritourism farms in that country. So I must say that all over the world, more and more countries are coming to in agritourism because of, as I told you, the input cost for the farming is increasing, but at the same time, the output and the price for the produce is decreasing on the same time. So farmers want, a next generation of the farmers, if we all want them to stay on the farm, there has to be a sustainable income and there has to be a sustainable employment at the farm level. Otherwise, the next generation farmers, they are going to shift to the urban cities in search of the job, and which is not going to be affordable to neither to farmers and neither to the city urban dwellers, because there is going to be the stress on urban infrastructure if all rural people comes to the urban cities. And hence, to answer your question is the Italy, Australia, USA, Philippines, and India for that matter, because Indian government have declared that farmers' income has to double till 2023, and hence government with their committee has researched, and they have come to the point that agritourism is one of the activity where farmer can double his income. So in states in India as well, for example, Maharashtra has taken lead by declaring agritourism policy. Today, Maharashtra state in India has more than 1,000 farms and farmers who are actually hosting tourists on their farm and generating income as well as employment and as well as sustainable livelihood through agritourism activities. Second state in India is Punjab, and likewise there are other states, they are following the footsteps of Maharashtra and Punjab and helping the farmers to develop agritourism farms on their fields. So Heli, to answer your question is, all over the world agritourism is growing and we're at very fast rate, because urban dwellers they want to come and also stay on the farm and enjoy the farming.
And so what, sorry, this wasn't a pre-prepared question, it's just something I've thought of now. What kind of people will go on and take part in agritourism? Is it older people, younger people, wealthy people? Is there a type?
Yes, there is a type, Ali, because see, when we launched agritourism concept in India in 2003, that time we did a market research, and in that market research, we found that 43% of the urban Indians, they don't have relatives, any relatives left in the villages. So now, if we want them to come to the farm and see the farm, where they are going to go? So here is the farmer with his agritourism activities. He can host urban tourists on the farm. And to answer your question, there are different types of agritourism tourists who are actually coming to the farms. One is senior citizens. Second is the groups of, for example, the family groups where they have the small kids, because the older generation, they want to show their kids what is farming, what is crops, what is soil, what is irrigation. So they are also coming in. So the corporate groups are also coming in because they are fed up having a monthly meeting in the air conditioned rooms in the urban cities. So they want to come to the farm and have their monthly meetings, have their quarterly meetings on the farm itself. And plus, there are festivals in agriculture. So the festivity events are held up on agritourism farms, where people are coming and see the harvesting festival. They want to join in sowing festival. They want this. There are a lot of festivals like kite festival. Come to the farm and fly the kites. We have in India a very big international kite festival happening every year. So the festival event tourist, the group tourist, and plus the family tourist. And in India, in the state of Maharashtra, we have made it for the students from grade 5 to 10 grade. We have made it, government has made it compulsory to have at least one educational tour to the agritourism farm, so that they can learn whatever they in the theory they are learning. Because in the textbook, students are learning about agriculture, they are learning about soil, they are learning about crops, they are learning about agroclimatic zones, but they are not able to see and go in the farm. So government educational department has made it compulsory for the students to go and see what they are learning in the textbook. So the educational tour is one of the types of tourist groups, families, and corporates. These are the types of tourists. They are coming to the farm and enjoying the agritourism activities.
Mm. That's really interesting, and really interesting research as well. So you've talked a little bit about this. So what is the agritourism industry like in India? What does it look like?
Agritourism is still in a very nascent stage, very in a early stage in India, because being as agriculturalist country, almost more than 80% of the population in India, it depends on somewhere or the other on agricultural produce. So we have, majority of the population in India, they are based on agriculture. So that is why it took so many years to develop an agritourism concept in India. But yes, from 2000 onwards, agritourism is growing in India. For that matter, there were only one or two farms who were doing agritourism activities in India. Now it has reached to more than 3,000 farms in India. And slowly, because the state of Maharashtra has taken the lead by declaring the agritourism policy, and as I told you, Punjab and other states also are actually coming forward and doing agritourism activities. Now, as I told you, because in 2015, Government of India is coming with a draft policy of tourism, as well as the Agricultural Ministry of Tourism, Government of India have declared that the farmer has to have double the income by 2023. And by the way of research, the agritourism has found one of the activity where the farmer can double his income by doing the tourism activities. So, Dr. Haley, the agritourism is growing leaps and bounds in India, and a lot of farmers are coming to agriculture because in India, last 15 years, the price for the produce and the quantity has remained stagnant. The GDP, the contribution of agriculture in the GDP has remained stagnant for last 10 years, and the contribution in the GDP is decreasing day by day of agriculture because of many reasons. Out of that, major reasons are rain, because there is no consistent rainfall throughout India, because 90% of the farm depend on agriculture, depend on rain for the agriculture, plus the produce, the day by day, the produce is decreasing, and the price for the produce is not guaranteed in India. And moreover, there is a labor cost, labor problem. Nobody wants to work in the farm, and that is the reason the stagnant, the contribution of the agricultural in the GDP has remained constant or decreasing day by day from almost 50% to it has decreased to almost 15-16% in 2019-2022. So that is the reason agritourism is bound to increase in India, and I think the farmers and the policymakers in India should come forward and should support agritourism for the farmers.
Wow, that's really interesting. How you've got all the sort of government initiatives and the drive for sort of the agriculture industry and agritourism, because obviously it is so important, isn't it? As well, you know, we do need these farmers and we need them to operate. And I think that this is a great example of sustainable tourism too, isn't it? So yeah, really great. So, oh, sorry, that writing's really small there. I'm not sure why it's gone so small. What do you think the future of agritourism looks like?
Future is very bright because the day by day, the urbanization is going to grow all over the world. If you talk about the matter of India, the rate of urbanization in India has reached almost 57%. So 57% of the population and the cities have become urbanized in India. And as and when the urbanization is going to grow, the activities like agritourism will be in great demand. And that is the reason. That is the reason because, as I told you, when we did the survey in 2003, we found 43% of the urban tourists or urban citizens, they don't have relatives left in the India or the villages. It is now 2021. So almost 17 years have passed when we did the survey last. So today it must have, as close to 50%. So 1% in 1% in 2%, they don't have the farms and the relatives in agriculture. So where they will go and see the agriculture, where they will go and see the crops, where they will go and see the soils and irrigation methods, and where they will see and go and play with the animals, domestic animals, sit on the buffalo, drive the bullock cart, drive the tractors. So, and hence the agri-tourism has a very, very bright future in India and across the world, because we are actually are having like last month in May, in the month of May, on 15th and 16th May, 16th May as considered as World Agri-Tourism Day, and on that day we conducted a conference on international conference on agri-tourism, and the theme was the rural woman sustainable entrepreneurship development through agri-tourism. So we got good response across the world. Almost 25 countries participated in that, and 12 countries speakers were there assembled to speak on the rural women entrepreneurship opportunities through agri-tourism. And the conference was hosted by CA Revati Taure Murkute, and it was a very, very internationally accepted conference and very well done in a professional manner. So to answer your question, agri-tourism has a bright future, not only in India, not only in Asia, but throughout the world.
And I think that's really great to hear, because it is such a great form of tourism that helps not only environmentally but socially as well. So I think that's really great to hear, and hopefully we'll see good things going into the future. So if there is anybody who is thinking about maybe taking an agritourism holiday, or maybe they want to go and work in agritourism, is there any advice that you would give them?
Yes, advice is that because as last almost 30 minutes we are saying that agritourism has a bright future. So for the farmers, yes, definitely agritourism has a bright future. Come into agritourism if you have the piece of land, start the agritourism activities. It will give you sustainable income, it will give you sustainable employment, and it will give you sustainable livelihood. For the urban tourist, because if you see the COVID-19 situation or COVID-19 pandemic situation all over the world, I think next 1.5 year you are not able to travel across the world and go for the international holidays. So agritourism has opened the doors for you. You as a city dweller and staying in urban countries, come go to the farm, see the farmer's life, live like a farmer, work like a farmer, eat like a farmer, and enjoy the agricultural traditions and cultures what that farm has to offer. Uh, the countries like India, because it is more than 5,000 years of civilization, and mainly India is an agriculturalist country. So in every 12th mile, we have different cultures, we have different traditions, we have different crops. So there is so much up to see in India because we have a jungle, we have a sea, we have snow, we have traditions, we have so much of history, so much of geography, so much of nature to showcase as far as India is concerned, because agri-tourism will actually, our great leader, respected Mahatma Gandhi used to say that the India lives in its villages, because that is where the traditions lies. That is where the true India lies, and we have more than 6 lakh villages in India, across India, right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So when you come to the farm and when you want to considering the holidays, we welcome you with the both hands, open arms. Come to the farm and be with us and learn the traditions, and more importantly, learn where the food is coming from. The everyday food what you eat on the table, just come and see on the farm how much time for a wheat to grow and come to your table, how much time it takes for a rice to sow and to harvest and to come to on your table, for the milk, for the crops, for the vegetables. So how much time it takes, how much water it takes, how much efforts it goes in the farming. Come and see by your own eyes, so that you will start respecting the farming community across the world. Because mind you, if farmer doesn't do the farming, there is no pills in the world. It has been developed that you will take 1 pill for the breakfast, 2 pills for the lunch, and 3 pills for the dinner. So farmer has to work on the farm, and then and then only you will get food on your table to fill up your stomach and fill up. So respect farmers. That respect, when it will come, when you will go and see the farming, when you will go and see the efforts put in by the farmers. So agritourism is not only about having the income or sustainable employment. It is way of traditions. It is way of life for the farmers to work in the farm and to see. So farming is the only community, or the farming is the only sector which has been left out by this pandemic. Otherwise, if farmer would have stopped working in pandemic, believe me, what would have happened? All of the citizens who are staying in urban cities. So there is opportunity for everybody. Either you are a the tourism teacher, either you are a marketing professional, either you are a farmer, either you are tourism students. Everybody has the opportunity in agritourism, because agritourism sector is so vast. Tourism itself is so vast. Agriculture is itself is just too vast. So both this sector, they are the primary, the biggest sector, across all sectors, business sectors. So it has, manifold, many capacity to absorb everybody's, needs and demands. So to sum up, what I can say is, as I told you, because why everybody wants to do agriculture or agritourism is to keep farm in the family and family in the farm.
And I think that's a great way to sum it up. Thank you so much. I think it's a really interesting topic. And as you pointed out, that the pandemic is perhaps limited international travel, but one thing that it has done is it has encouraged people to embrace new and different types of tourism and the outdoors a lot more, and to appreciate the great outdoors in a way that people didn't necessarily always appreciate before. So I agree with you that obviously within India it's going to be probably just domestic tourists for now, but whether it's domestic or international, there's definitely a new desire to kind of move in that direction, I think. So hopefully we will see good things coming from the agritourism industry, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And now I know that nearly 10,000 people are searching for this a month, I think I should probably write a blog post about it. So I will add that to my to-do list, and I'll have to run it past you to check that all the information is accurate, because obviously you are the expert in this field, not me. So thank you so much for the talk. Do you have any last comments or anything you'd like to make?
I think, Dr. Helly, I must, from bottom of our heart, I thank you for this opportunity given to us to speak to your audience, because farmers and farming community is seen as the last man in the row. So you have actually, hold up our hand, and you have brought us in the first man in the row, and giving this opportunity, you have allowed us to talk about agritourism, and you have allowed us to share our agritourism knowledge to rest of the world. So thank you on behalf of all the farmers in India for giving this opportunity to us. And as I told you, we want to do, or we are doing agritourism just to keep farm in the family and family in the farm.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure to have you talk. So I have, for anyone listening right now, I have posted the link to the Agritourism in India website, so you can have a look at a bit more about some of the work that Pandurang does. And if anybody has any comments, please do leave them, even if it's not live anymore, because I will make sure I tag Pandurang and he can get back to you and answer any questions. It was super interesting. So thank you very much. Next week we talk on Wednesday, so we've got a few days before our next talk, and I've have Ryan Kenny who's coming to speak to us. He's going to talk to us about food tourism around the world. He is here with me in China, so he's in the same time zone for once, and he cooks some amazing food, so I'm really looking forward to that. It is just before dinner time, so I'm sure he will make me very hungry. And here are, as always, the social media links. This video will be on YouTube if anybody wants to watch it back, or if you want to stream it later on. I do share them on all the social medias, and I am having a new push on YouTube because I've just recently launched some new videos, and I would absolutely love your feedback on the videos and what you think. Some of them are animated, some of them are sort of me teaching different concepts. So tomorrow is my second video on the impacts of tourism. So it will be the social impacts of tourism that will be released tomorrow. So do check it out, and I'd love your feedback. Thank you once again, Pandurang. And has any comments, just leave them below.
Thank you so much. Thank you.